Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Too often we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in our amazing world. And welcome to another episode of the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we are in very interesting times here on planet Earth. If you don't, if, you know, depending on where you're living in the world, you are definitely at the receiving end of the ripple effect of what is happening. And it is very interesting times. And I really felt the need to talk about three-dimensional reality and five-dimensional reality today. So the name of our show is Moving from Three-Dimensional to Five-Dimensional Expanding Consciousness. And I'm actually hoping that my episode today would give you some insight to possibly what's going on in our world from a completely different perspective, because we are really witnessing something very amazing transforming right now, even though we're in the ick and the muck of it. Okay. I really um, want to make sure that you are you have the things that you need so that you could move forward as you head on your journey with a lot more ease and grace. So, let's look at 3D consciousness. So, 3D consciousness is pretty much what we are witnessing outside of ourselves right now. Okay. It's always been fear based, ego driven. It really focuses on separation and is very linear thinking. Okay. It's all about what's in it for me. It comes from lack and fear, not having enough. I'm going to get killed. It's very fear based, and there's a lot of control that happens with that too, like um, people projecting their need to control other people because it's a competition and survival of who's going to survive and thrive and who's not. Whereas in contrast, five-dimensional consciousness is more of heart-centered unity, love, intuition, and it's a multi-dimensional awareness in contrast to what 3D is a linear. Linear is like past, present, and future, but when you shift to 5D consciousness, past, present, and future are not linear. They're kind of the poles of the linear line have flipped, and they're all happening at the same time. So past, present, and future are happening right here, right now, in this moment. So the beauty of what you experience in 5D consciousness, as far as working on yourself, healing, has the capability to heal the past, but also create the future, because everything's happening right here, right now. It's really more about us being in the present moment, 5D consciousness, okay? We are more of community based, and we are in abundance and prosperity in contrast to what 3D consciousness is. So, what we've been witnessing a lot, and for those of us who do reside in the US of A, it's been a very interesting and challenging time for us, especially us people who are um, already in the fifth dimensional reality and witnessing what is going on. Now, remember, the consciousnesses are changing because of what so much light and love has been projected into planet Earth as of the last probably couple of decades or more. And plus, a lot of people have started working on themselves and vibrating at a higher frequency. So the three-dimensional reality is kind of fading away. And those outliers, or the stubbornness of what is left there, the people who are in deep resistance to wanting things the way that they were and how they had been, and wanting to hang on to the old. This is not and energetically in alignment with where the bulk of people who are here on planet Earth are heading. So what we're witnessing is, I'm going to call it the last hurrah. It's almost as if the third dimensional reality on an unconscious level is frightened and fearful and trying to jockey for position because they know that the gig is up on some way, shape, or form, and that frightens the hell out of them. And usually what happens when people are in uber control, they crank it up quite a few notches to try to be even more in control, and then you can really tell how out of control they are. And I think that we are witnessing this right now in the United States of America, and by what's happening politically on the fronts. So the good news is that this is not sustainable and it's not going to last. And it's up to us, each one of us individually, to contribute to what you want to create. And, over the last several episodes on my show, we've been talking about transitioning and moving to a better place for us, not just globally, but also individually. When we are working on ourselves and becoming the best version of ourselves energetically, our essence, what is at the core of who we are, is what is going to radiate out into the world, into collective consciousness, and we will contribute to that. I love the analogy that I love to use is about each one of us, our essence is a pebble. And when we drop a pebble into a body of water, collective consciousness, our pebble ripples out and it affects everything and everything that's part of that big pond. So it cannot not happen. So the key to all of this is, how are we being? Okay. What is our essence? How are we contributing from that aspect? So when we are moving and we're in the, I want to say we're stretching from one dimension to the next, it's just like it's not sustainable, because those dimensions are going to continue moving in their direction, but yet you can no longer straddle them. So it's about deciding where you want to play and where you want to be and what you want to experience, and to move in that direction. And we all have free will and choice, so that's really up to you. But I encourage you to consider the fifth dimensional reality, because this is where the new earth is, and this is the new thinking, and this is just where it's like creating the Garden of Eden on earth, until, you know, with minus the snakes and the poison apples and everything else. But, and I digress a little bit here, but this is how we create our own heaven on earth. It's about it starts with us first. It's not about the outside helping us, or creating that for us. We have to make that decision ourselves as a sovereign being. And as a sovereign being, you have choices and rights. And yes, you can choose, you have free will. So you could choose whatever you choose to decide. Yet, how is that serving you and how is that moving you forward? So when we, I'm going to just share some practical tools for transitioning to five-dimensional reality, because I feel that many people, maybe need a review on what that is, or, maybe this is something new that you're just listening to or hearing for the first time, or you're listening to it with new ears. and a new possibility. It's about, releasing old paradigms and limiting beliefs. And we have within each of us so many limiting beliefs. It's rather frightening because we are hot little messes on the inside sometimes, and we sometimes are so removed from the programming and the beliefs that we have created for ourselves, that we think that somebody else did that for us, or did that to us, or we want to blame somebody else for it, instead of really looking at going deep within ourselves and looking at why that is so within us. um, so the old paradigms, I mean, there's a lot of old paradigms with three-dimensional reality. There was a lot of abuse of power, a lot of control, a lot of superiority, a lot of egotistical things, but also the need to prove yourself worthy of being a human being and being here on earth. So these are old paradigms and limiting beliefs that are up for transforming, dissolving, and creating something completely different, more aligned with who you are at the core of your essence. And how we do this is like we raise our vibrational frequency, and we do this through self-care, mindfulness, and energy work. And let's look at the self-care aspect. Okay, self-care is more than going for a mani-pedi, a massage. This is like taking a deeper dive into how maybe others treat you, and if they are respective to you, or respectful to you, or they are mean and nasty to you. It's about, okay, what have I allowed myself to experience and think it was okay? This is not, because things happen for us, not to us. So we could go deeper and reclaim aspects of ourselves so we could become more complete and whole within ourselves. Self-care is about learning how to love, value, respect, appreciate, and put yourself first for you. It's learning how to become your own best friend. Okay. Because oftentimes we will treat a stranger better than we treat ourselves. And we think it's okay to, be last on your list of to-dos, or you don't even make your list of to-dos in your life. You should be number one priority in your life, meaning you take care of you first. And when you take care of you, you give from the overflow to be able to support and nurture and love other people. Okay. That's raising your vibration through self-care and mindfulness. It's like the awareness. It's becoming aware. People want to say you're woke. Well, yes, you are. You're aware and you're awake. So you're woke. That's an interesting word that they use, but you're awake now. And being awake is when you really step into your power, when you realize those situations that you've woken up from a long deep dream. Rip Van Winkle comes to mind, and you're like, oh my, I've allowed this to happen, and I've allowed this to happen for so long. Oh, hell no, we're going to change that. So this is about when you're awake, you have this awareness now of things that you never had before. And it's like it comes from the deep essence of your inner knowingness, your that deep place within yourself, your core, where you just know what is right and what is not right. And it's about learning to trust that voice and trust that knowingness. And this is going to scare somebody. Embrace the unknown. That uncertainty that everybody feels about and tries to control. When you are embracing that unknown from within yourself, you're creating certainty within yourself. And so we're getting ready to go on our first break, and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And when we return, we're going to talk more about how you could, you know, shift into five-dimensional reality. So stay tuned and we'll share more.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And our topic today on our show is understanding and moving from third dimensional to fifth dimensional reality. And we are in amazing times here in our world, and we are on the throes of watching third dimensional reality crumble and fifth dimensional reality and consciousness come into play. So before break, we were talking about what third dimensional consciousness is, and it's a physical reality, it's duality, like black and white, ego driven experiences, a lot of separation and individuality. It's very egocentric, ego focused, a lot of fear and survival based thinking, linear time perception, a lot of external validation and materialism, where success is kind of measured by your external achievements, possessions, and status. And some examples of what 3D thinking are, and I'm just going to share these with you because I think they're kind of important. Do you ever think I need to work harder to prove my worth? Or if I don't control everything, my life will fall apart? Or maybe another one, bad things always happen to me, life is unfair. These are examples of 3D thinking. And while 3D consciousness isn't bad, it creates a lot of stress. There's limitations and there's suffering because it's rooted in fear and separation. Okay. Now, in contrast, fifth dimensional consciousness is a higher vibrational state where we operate from love, intuition, and oneness with all that is. It's like very expansive in contrast to 3D, which is kind of constrictive. It allows, the shift allows us to experience life with greater ease, joy, and flow. And what's most importantly, it's heart-centered living, making choices based on love, compassion, and inner peace. It's more of a we collective unity consciousness that we are more connected and part of a greater whole. And no lone rangers. It's all coming together here as in groups and working together and creating something amazing. It's living in the present moment. Now, that's a tough one for a lot of people because we have a tendency to be in our heads all the time, trying to figure things out, going back to being in your head is more of a 3D reality, whereas being in your body in the present moment is definitely a fifth dimensional reality. So it's trusting divine timing and letting go of fear-based thinking and knowing that wherever you are right here, right now, you're taken care of and you know that you are better than okay. Manifestation and co-creation, it's recognizing thoughts and energy shape reality. And I have an upcoming podcast or episode on the Dr. Dolores Show that's going to talk more about that. I think it's next week. Because everything is energy and our thoughts and our beliefs create our reality. Our higher intuition and spiritual awareness. We are, when you're in fifth dimensional reality, you are accessing the deeper wisdom, synchronicities, and multidimensional understanding that is part of your innate birthright and who you are at a core level. You are able to, when you're in fifth dimensional reality, it's like the veils between the worlds are thinner. Actually, the veils within ourselves become thinner, and you're able to access higher aspects of yourself. So, I want to give you some examples of maybe what 5D thinking is so you have an idea. An example would be is like, I trust that everything is unfolding perfectly for my highest good. Okay. That's a great affirmation too. Another one may be, I don't need to control others. I allow them to be who they are. Or another thing is, it is what it is. Another example of 5D thinking may be, abundance flows to me when I align with my true purpose. So 5D consciousness brings a sense of ease, empowerment, and connection to the divine, whereas when you're in three-dimensional reality, it's just the opposite of that. And you can just feel the difference energetically between 3D and 5D by just what I've shared with you as well. So, why people ask, why is this shift happening now? And, I think that it's because our planet is raising its vibration and maybe more people are seeking truth, healing, and purpose in their lives. And old structures are collapsing, and we're witnessing that. Old structures of fear, control, and manipulation. And, I always love looking at situations from a twist of, humor because I see the humor in a lot of things. And it's like, I think what we're witnessing, for the US here is like people are realizing the gig is up. And it's like the last blow to try to gain control over situations that are going to crumble. So just be aware of that and just look at things from the curiosity of a child and ask a lot more questions. Don't take what you read or see for granted as truth. Just ask more questions and learn how to go within and trust your innate wisdom because your innate wisdom has more insight into things than you can imagine. Okay. So how do we move from 3D to 5D consciousness? The magical question. Release your limiting beliefs. Do your best to let go of fear, scarcity, and old programming. And yes, this may require for you to go do some inner work and inner healing for yourself, maybe some inner child work. Those things have a tendency to release a lot of things that we've taken on as our truth at a very young age. Raise your vibration. So when we mean raise your vibration, I love doing mindful activities because mindful activities I feel are the gateway into um, raising your vibration and being in the present moment. So when you're in the present moment, you're here in the present moment, you're right here, right here, right now. And when you are in the present moment, this is where you get to hear that innate wisdom that's within yourself. But it also is where you get to quiet your mind so you could hear and listen to what is being um, shared with you internally. You could raise your vibration by being in a state of gratitude. Being in nature is just one way just to ground yourself so you're right here, right now, and also self-care. So many people have a tendency to be disconnected from their physical body. It's pretty scary. And as a healthcare practitioner, I've witnessed this to the extent of people creating some really hairy physical conditions for themselves because of the lack of self-care. And I feel that there's a huge disconnect from people being in their minds all the time and not being fully present in their body. So we need to marry the two brain. Well, actually, there's three brains that we need to marry and engage together. It's the brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. And when all of those play nicely in the sandbox together, we are more aligned and in the essence of raising your vibration so that you can move into higher states and experience more peace on earth and peace within yourself and certainty in your life. Practice presence. So do your best. Like I said, be in the present moment, let go of the past and the future. Worrying or hanging on to grudges are something that you may need to look at as to why that is still happening, because you're the only one that it actually hurts is yourself, and your physical body will pay the ramifications of um, long-term extent of all of that. Trust your intuition. Listen to your heart and inner knowing. It wants to share more with you than you know. And a lot of times we already have the answers for ourselves. And instead of relying on something outside of ourselves to um, shift our destiny or move us into what we think needs to be done, that's where the problem is. It's like you're thinking, you should be feeling what is the right thing that's next for you. Okay. So just remember, the journey from 3D to 5D is about stepping into a higher way of being. It's the highway to being. I love that. Where life is not just happening to you, but through you and for you. And when you make that um, awareness that you're no longer a victim, this is where you step into your power and you can choose what you want to do to make that different. So I just want to touch on a couple of things that you need to remember. And this is, it's just practice awareness, be in the present moment. When negative thoughts come up, reframe them. It's like, and I think one of the most important things is just having self-compassion for yourself right now. It's not about judging and criticizing yourself for the things that you should have, would have, or could have done. It's about you having self-compassion. And I think, and I feel, and I know that with everything being energy, self-compassion is a high vibrating word. So when you start talking about that, focusing on that word, that vibration and that essence is going to help you shift what is going on. Self-compassion is a fifth dimensional vibration. So when you're able to step into that self-compassion for yourself, you are actually raising your frequency to more of a fifth dimensional modality. So once again, we're ready for a break. I can't believe it. We just keep yapping and yapping here on my show of things. And so we're going to take a break, and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And when we come back, we'll share some more and guide you through a meditation so you could experience fifth dimensional reality. Okay? See you on the other side.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And today's show has really been focused on third dimensional reality versus fifth dimensional reality and what you can do to actually have more of a smoother transition into more of a higher vibrating frequency as we evolve here on planet Earth. And so before the breaks, we were talking about what third dimensional reality is and what fifth dimensional reality is, and the consciousness that's involved with that. And just to recap a little bit, third dimensional reality is where it's more of a controlled abuse of power, a lot of dualistic thinking, like black and white thinking, a lot of egocentric, a lot of control. Whereas fifth dimensional reality is more of collective and it's group consciousness. It comes from love, prosperity, and abundance for all. And, right now we're in pretty precarious times in our world where we are kind of bridging between the two. And I kind of feel that the third dimensional reality is crumbling, and we're witnessing the last hurrah of it as we maneuver through our daily lives and our world right now. Now, what I'd like to just share with you now is just, what you can do to align with five dimensional consciousness. Um, And some of these things are, I think, are really important. It's about really maintaining a high frequency energy state. So that means that, we have to do self-care, and that's part of our self-care is to keep our energy high, vibrating, and, um, you know, doing what we need to take care of ourselves. So our frequency, we're able to create that certainty within ourselves, but also know that we are more likely responding instead of reacting, but also have an awareness of what's going on and seeing a bigger and greater picture. So we do that through meditation and breath work, to quiet our mind, to deepen our intuition and connect with our higher self. Maybe practicing gratitude and appreciation for, what is happening in our world and for us, and it could be the simplest things, but it raises your vibration. And doing any type of grounding technique, and it could be just spending time in nature, walking barefoot, or anything that's going to keep you centered and grounded in your present body, in your present body. Yes, your present body, grounded and anchored in your mind state, but also your body, mind, and soul. I really enjoy listening to different frequencies of music. And if you're not familiar with this, I invite you to go look at solfeggio music. It's Hertz music, or frequency or vibration. And it is very uplifting. It aligns your energy with higher vibrations. And this is something simply you could do on a daily basis for yourself. So, with that in mind, and we talked about meditation, we're going to dive into a meditation. And this is just to help you be fully present in the moment in 5D consciousness. So, I just invite you to take some time just for yourself right now, and just, welcome beautiful souls. Just take a deep breath in and slowly exhale, and gently close your eyes and allow yourself to arrive fully in this moment. With each breath, let go of any tension, any worries, and any distractions. Imagine a soft, golden light surrounding you, wrapping you in peace, safety, and love, like your favorite warm blanket. Now, take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel yourself sinking into deep relaxation. With your next breath, imagine a pillar of radiant golden white light flowing down from above, entering through the top of your head, filling your entire being with a warm, uplifting energy. This light carries the vibration of 5D consciousness, unconditional love, unity, and pure divine presence. As this energy fills your body, feel yourself becoming lighter, as if you are gently rising, expanding beyond the limits of time and space. Now, visualize yourself standing in a beautiful landscape of 5D reality. Perhaps a glowing crystalline garden, an ethereal temple, or just floating among the stars. The air is filled with pure love, harmony, and infinite possibility. In this space, you are free. There is no fear, no limitation, only oneness, peace, and love. Feel how everything is interconnected. You are part of all that is, and all that is within you. Your heart is wide open, radiating pure love like a brilliant sun. Take a moment to feel this frequency, to fully embody it. You are limitless. You are deeply loved. You are a divine creator in harmony with the universe. You are now attuned to 5D consciousness, where everything flows effortlessly and life is guided by love and intuition. Now, gently bring this 5D energy back with you into your daily life. See yourself moving through your day with ease, grace, and love. Imagine your relationships flowing with harmony and understanding. Feel yourself co-creating your reality effortlessly, aligned with divine flow. Know that this frequency is always within you, and you can return to this space at any time by simply breathing, centering in your heart, and remembering, I am a 5D being in a human experience. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes and take a deep breath in and gently exhale. When you're ready, open your eyes and return to this reality, carrying the essence of 5D within you. 5D. 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 5D You are light. You are love. You are limitless. Welcome to your 5D life. And welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready to go on our last break for our episode. And you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And when we come back, we'll wrap it up and share some more.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we've been talking today on our show about third dimensional and fifth dimensional reality and how we can transition with ease and grace to the higher realms. And, we talked about what third dimensional reality is and what fifth dimensional reality is. And fifth dimensional reality is about our awakening and moving to a higher vibration and a higher way of being, so to say. And with that in mind, I just want to share with you. I offer a program with a partner of mine, Cozy Stankadis, called I'm Awake Now What? And it is for people who are on their journey to awakening and going to the fifth dimensional reality. And for many of us who have awoken and did that many decades ago, we found that there was no resources for us, and we kind of had to maneuver through the weeds in order to um, find where we needed to go. We were actually pioneers, I guess, if you want to say that. And so we put together this community, and it is a monthly membership. And we offer resources, tools, healing, insights, also a weekly Zoom call where we talk about what's up with people and how we could help and support them. And so I invite you to go check that out. Go to my website, drdoloresfazzino.com, and you'll see a tab that says, I'm Awake Now What? And I invite you to go and explore that. And if it's right for you, we would love to have you in our community. So anyway, getting back to third dimensional versus fifth dimensional reality, is that we need to remember that if we're being triggered, and I didn't really mention this earlier, the triggers are really key points to because there's a lot outside in our world that can trigger us. And believe me, I think everybody gets triggered at on a daily basis, whether or not you want to acknowledge that or not. But we are always being triggered. But I invite you to go deeper within yourself as to ask the question, why is this bothering me and why am I being triggered? Because that particular thing that's happening is not something to take. I just got distracted because Danielle said, how do you spell that kind of music? It's solfeggio, Solfreggio, I believe. Solfeggio music. We're talking about Hertz music. Okay, circling back. So, yes, I just jumped all over the place right now. So I'm in the moment. Can you tell? Anyway, so we're talking about triggers, and usually the trigger that's happening that's really getting us upset is really not what is really triggering you and making you upset. It's something actually deeper at your core that is really wanting for you to heal that, because part of us probably got landlocked in another time and place where part of our soul kind of fractured off and it keeps playing a loop and belief. And so anyway, let's just talk about, the other things that kind of came up today. Um, some of the takeaways I want to share with our show today, it's like the 3D to 5D shift in consciousness. It's really not a physical place. It's transitioning from more of an energetic place, okay, where 3D is like the fear-based, ego-driven, linear thinking, to the 5D, which is heart-centered unity, intuitive driven, is about expanding awareness and embracing a higher vibrational way of being. It's really all energy. It's not like, okay, dun, 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 fifth dimensional is here because something has changed. It's more of an energetic shift. And energy is the thing that you can't see sometimes, but it's happening behind the scenes. So another thing is to transition into or take away from today's show is letting go of fear and control. The shift requires releasing limiting beliefs, surrendering control, and trusting the flow of life rather than resisting it. And for those people who are in resistance, just something to look at, okay? Heart-centered living is key. 5D consciousness is anchored in love, compassion, and deep connection with yourself, others, and the universe. And I want to add deep self-compassion as well. It's not about judging and criticizing anymore. It's just about just having some self-compassion for each and every one of us and other people. Your intuition becomes your compass. As you elevate into 5D, your inner wisdom and intuition guide your decisions, replacing the need for external validation. So you're going to come within and you're just going to know, and just trust that. And I invite you to continue to take steps to develop that trust, that inner trust that we all have. That's our sovereign right. Remember, you are the creator of your reality. In 5D, you consciously co-create your experience. In 3D, you unconsciously co-create your experience. In 5D, you consciously co-create your experiences through intention, energy alignment, and an open heart, manifesting with ease and grace. So, some closing thoughts. As we move beyond the limitations of 3D into expansive heart-centered frequency of 5D, we embrace a life of flow, harmony, and deeper purpose. This journey is not about escaping reality, but rather integrating higher consciousness into our daily lives, seeing the world through the lenses of love, unity, and limitless potential. Remember, the shift to 5D is an inner transformation. It begins with you. Continue to surrender and step into the fullness of your multidimensional self. And I just want to leave you with a quote from the Dalai Lama. The more you are motivated by love, the more fearless and free your actions will be.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. Dr. Dolores returns Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and create your best life. You are worth it.